What up, y'all? We live. Let me just go live on IG. 1 second. We live. 1 sec. I'm just going live on IG. We live. We going live on IG. 1 second, y'all. All right, we live on IG. We Gucci. We out here. There's no doubt here, and there's no drought here, fam. Shit kind of crooked. My fault, y'all. Two phones. Two phones. All right, let's get it, yo. We active. We active. We active, yo. God damn, y'all are out here. All right, let's get it. Let's get it, yo. What's good? Yeah, what up? It's True Talks, because True Talks, yo. We're going to talk about everything. Raptors, you already know, Harden, Simmons, KP. There's a lot going on, yo. 1 second. Let me just hop into IG Live real quick so I can see the shit. But for the most part, um, this was crazy, yo. This was crazy to watch, crazy to see. You already know, man. All right. So we're gonna look at both. We're gonna talk it out. That shit crazy. All right, y'all. What's good? What's good? Yo, the Nets. Listen, yo, dog. Man's gotta ask. Man's better ask somebody, yo. Most definitely. What up, Vanessa? What up, my boy? We're gonna talk about the trades. We're gonna talk about that. What's good, y'all? What's good? Let me see all the comments, y'all. If you have any questions or y'all want me to talk about something, just comment, do what it do what it do, and we gonna spread the word real quick. If you're on live, if you're on this live, let a 1-2 man them know, yo, so we could get out here. There's no doubt here and there's no drought here. You feel me? Let's get it, fam. Let me just post this real quick while I'm doing, two things at once. But for the most part, dog, the trades were fire for the most part. You know what I mean? Um, dog. The Lakers did nothing, which was expected, which I try to tell people. But and on IG Live too, fam. All right. All right, we good. We active. All right. Now I'm not distracted. Made the post. Now let's get it. All right, y'all. So let's talk about the Raptors first. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about the Raptors real quick. You know what I'm saying? The Nets, y'all snapping in the comments. I'm trying to catch up at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But we'll talk about both. We'll talk about all the trades. But for the most part, the Raptors, what they do, the deal that they did, it was just clean and simple. You know what I mean? They traded. They got rid of Goran Dragic, sent him to the Spurs, you know what I'm saying, and got Thaddeus Young. Now, beforehand, I know there was issues where it was kind of like Do we go for Miles Turner? Do we go for Nerlens Noel and THT? Right, that was the two trades that were circulating. I thought the IQ trade and the trade that would be the best would be the Turner trade. When you first see Nerlens Noel's name, you're kind of like, okay, you know what I mean? That's the Raptors need a big rim protector or whatever. But when I'm looking at it and I dissect it, obviously it's like, damn, Pascal needs the paint. Scotty needs the paint. You know what I mean? You want to have more space, and it's working right now. They're on a 7-game win streak. You don't want to break what's working, especially if it's going to change the play style and the personnel of what you see on the court. Because when they do Precious and they do bare bigs, Precious, Scotty, Pascal, like that big, long, lengthy lineup, they have no space, and even though they have great defense, they can't score. So when you look at it, it's like, dog, you're gonna add Nerlens Noel who can't shoot, and then you think that's gonna affect Pascal's finally getting into his groove. You know what I'm saying? And he's snapping. You better ask him. That boy's splashing. So you don't want to change that dynamic for the most part, especially Scotty too. Like Scotty's already looking like Draymond. You don't want to now hinder him even more. So adding Nerlens Noel, it's like, which hill do you want to die on, right? Which negative do you want to, which ledge do you choose? So it's like, do we improve the defense and you have the rim protector, but then you sacrifice more offensively, or leave the offense the way it is? And the defense obviously isn't too bad. They're winning, right? And roll with that. If you get Turner, all that shit is beautiful because Turner could shoot, right? The spacing was still even, but actually even space out even more. Rim protector, all of that type of stuff. You get best for both, but I know the Pacers weren't trying to do that. I already know that, right? So it's like Turner for, like, if you're gonna trade Turner, you're gonna get, like, you're gonna get something back. You're gonna get maybe a Tyrese, something like that, or in that caliber. So I didn't think they were gonna do that anyway. So the Raptors, they got Thaddeus Young. He's another 4, 6'9", 6'10", can stretch the floor a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He will help, a little bit, but it's not like, this is not really, just trying to find a way to get rid of Dragic. Basically, it's not nothing too special. But the second round pick is crucial. So obviously, and then they let go of Eubanks. But I mean, for the most part, that's it. The Raptors, they're snapping on a 7-game win streak. We'll talk about them more later. But what y'all really want me to talk about is the Nets, fam. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about the Nets, yo. So let me go look at what y'all are saying real quick before I get into this. I'm gonna talk about the Kings too, because people were capping with the Kings trade, even what happened 2 days ago or whatever. But and the Clippers, yeah, they got rid of Ibaka. We hear a lot of that. But let's talk about the Nets for real, yo. We're gonna talk about this right now, dog. See, and I try to tell people from time, like I try to tell people, like, obviously the Nets won this trade by far. It's not even close. Now, to a lot of people, they're looking at Embiid and Harden, from like, oh my God, a name perspective. But again, like they always forget, they're not assessing the play style. They're not assessing the fit. So we'll go into the Sixer side of things after, right? Let's go into the Nets side of things. I already told people, like, yes, the best version of the Nets was, with the trio, was when they faced Boston Celtics game 4 and they were snapping, right? They were snapping, going to work, killing, you know what I'm saying? What up, y'all? I'm gonna answer y'all, I'm gonna answer y'all in a 1-2, but let me just get this shit out the way. So, with the whole trio, with Kyrie, KD, and Harden. Harden, it looked like he sacrificed the most, even though KD and Kyrie were sacrificing, but they're so elite ability wise. They can play spotting up, they can play in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So it don't really matter. So it doesn't look like they're sacrificing. But Harden will still do his one-dimensional, his play style, run the PNR, boom, 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 boom. If it doesn't work, pass to a man late, he has to create late in the clock. Now, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you see it, turnovers, stagnant offense, bare one-on-one. And obviously Harden has elite ability, but when Harden's play has decreased, the rule change, the hamstring, all of that type of stuff, it's like, dog, what are we really doing? You could see how that play style is not as effective, and it's just fugazi, right? So when you look at it from that perspective, it's like, dog, Harden's play style is counterproductive to what the Nets really want to run. If you look at the Nets, they're really a Golden State 2.0. They, like, Steph and Clay have that ability in terms of the actions, running off the screens, coming off curls, pin downs, etc. A nonstop off-ball movement, relocating, whatever. The Nets do that with Joe Harris and Patty Mills, right? Even Shamet last year. They do that. But the thing was, KD and Kyrie, if you compare them to Clay and Steph, could do that, relocate, come off pin downs, come off ball screens, pull in the gaps, whatever. But then they also have elite one-on-one ability that's unguardable. which Golden State didn't have, which is why I always thought the Nets were 2.0 version. But when you added Harden to the mix, he'll do the PNR, and then now it's just half court, standing, one on one, you know what I mean? And how successful can that be? Now, it can be because you have all time one on one players with the trio, but the play style wasn't as effective. It was the tempo slowed down a lot of the times. So then now you could really see what it is, yo. You could see what it is. So when you see it like that, it's like, dog, you want to be able to do those actions at a high tempo, fast paced offense at all times, right? Create the flow, create a nonstop movement, nonstop going, nonstop, flow and ability. So when you add Ben Simmons to that, James Harden was essentially a playmaker with them. And I talked about this before. He was essentially a playmaker with the trio. Without the trio, he was maybe 25, 30 point per game Harden with just Kyrie or with just KD. But when you now have him in the trio, go look at it. His assists went up and his shots went down. So it's like, dog, and he's not playing elite defense. You know what I mean? Obviously, defense, their offense was so elite, it didn't really matter when it came down to it. But you look in game 2 versus the Bucks when Harden went down, that was their best game with the Brooklyn Nets. 40-point win versus an elite Bucks, healthy Bucks, 126-80, whatever it was. And it was and Kyrie and KD only had like 25, 23, 24, whatever it was. But everybody else, the ability, the movement, the ball, nonstop flow, it was just beautiful. Now, again, when you now look at it, man, it's just, dog. Ben Simmons could translate easily into that. He's going to be an elite athletic Draymond. Because remember, Draymond ain't aggressive. He's athletically challenged to the most part, right? He's not athletically. His IQ was what stands him out, and his defensive ability and his playmaking. You have Ben Simmons doing that. Are you serious? Off the rebound, Ben Simmons gone. That's a punching like, hey, dog, I need my lunch in. You know what I'm saying? Dog, you look at it, handoffs. Imagine a Ben Simmons, Ben Simmons, KD, pin down or handoff. And then you double KD on his one dribble pull up dime to Ben Simmons. That's a punch, yo. He's the new athletic lob threat. Then you still get Drummond, fam. So now you want to guard Embiid, you want to guard a Jokic, you want to guard a Brolic center. Put a Drummond there. Drummond also has passing. So when mans do the relocate, Kyrie backdoor fake, Joe here, dog, you still kept Patty. Now you add Seth Curry to that. Patty's struggling. Seth, go do the thing, though. Joe Harris not there. Seth, go do the thing, though. Dog, Seth is, this is different. Y'all gonna really see. This is different. Ben Simmons is gonna shine. He's gonna shine like one. He's gonna shine like one. You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to tell people. Like, yo, you gotta understand, man. You can't look at someone in their weakness situation and think that's all they are. You can't look at that. You can't look at Ben Simmons playing with Embiid. Like, Ben Simmons is literally DeAndre Jordan when Embiid has the ball in the post. He's just in the dunker spot. What is he gonna do? You gonna blame him and say he's the reason, fam? That's what you gonna do? That's what mans are gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dog, you look at it from that perspective. Like, you gotta understand, like, it's the same thing with Westbrook. You see it with the Lakers. You can't look at him. He's looking like a Ben Simmons. He's looking atrocious and he's become the new scapegoat. You know what I'm saying? You can't look at a man in their weakness and think that's who they are. They're playing unconventional right now to what their strengths are. So you got to look at him in a different situation. They're a brand new player. You're gonna see Ben Simmons literally be like an 18-10-10 or 18-9-9, 18-8. That's what you're going to see because the spacing, he doesn't need to learn how to shoot. And then what happens, like Giannis, when I'm in my strength and I'm living there, now I'm comfortable. I'm going to take a three, though. I'm going to shoot now because there's no worries for the rest of my days. You feel me? Like, I'm chilling. I'm confident now. The confidence rises. So, dog, I'm telling you, man, this is elite. This is what elite looks like, yo. This is what elite look. I'm trying to look at both of y'all on different screens, IG and YouTube. So if you know what I mean, I'm trying to interact with both of y'all. But for the most part, man, when you look at it, dog, like this is crazy, man. This Nets definitely won the trade. If you look at it, like this is beautiful. When I look at it from just an IQ perspective, it's beautiful, man. YouTube, run it up, yo, run it up. So, IG run it up as well too. But so at the end of the day, man, this is just what elite looks like. And then let's look from the Sixers side of things. And I didn't even dive into how elite you add Kyrie to the mix. Like the Nets, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be night and day with how you see them. They're gonna forever be up tempo because Ben Simmons is not gonna one-on-one. He's gonna come once he gets it. Oh, handoff, set the screen. Oh, okay, pass it, Joe here. Okay, he's gonna keep moving, pin down for KD, one dribble pull. Oh my god. And then you still have, if everything fails, you still have the most two elite one-on-one bucket getters. Because again, Harden wasn't one-on-one bucket getter like that with the Nets. Let's go look at it. He was declining with the hamstring. But Kyrie and KD, oh my goodness, now they don't have to sacrifice. that you maximize them to the most, and then everybody else fits in where they fit in. Dog, this is beautiful. I'm telling you, man. They still have Aldridge. They still have Blake. Like they still have Clax. You still kept Patty. Like dog, yo, this is what elite looks like. Remember, the Nets were playing a lot of non-shooters. That's why their team, KD maximized them. KD maximized them, and that's why he was in MVP conversation because James Johnson, Bembry, you had a lot of defensive players who couldn't shoot on the floor, but it didn't matter with KD because he's just elite like that. You know what I'm saying? But now those guys aren't going to play as much when you have the Seth, when you have the Ben, you have the. It's a wrap, yo. It's a wrap. I'm telling y'all right now, it's a wrap. Once KD comes back, and if he doesn't come back, they're going to start winning. It's a wrap. It might take a 1-2 game, but it's a wrap. Now let's look from the Sixers side of things. We'll talk about that quickly as I can. Then we'll talk about some other trades. But yo, man's are in for a rude awakening, fam. Man's are in for a rude awakening. Embiid is not going to be as happy as he thinks, or as people think that they're going to be. And Harden, like Embiid is not a Capella, yo. Embiid is not a role man. He's not just a role man. He's not. He has all-time ability. He's like, dog, he has guard ability, Hakeem ability. Like, he's elite what it comes down to. Now, in the clutch, that's a different discussion. You know what I'm saying? You know, I assess everything. But for the most part, his ability is unlimited. And you see Harden struggles playing with unlimited ability. He's loving and used to playing with one-dimensional players so he could play his way, and they just fit in where you fit in. And it doesn't, that's what he wants. That's why he wanted to go to the Sixers, because he's thinking, I need a big pick and roll I could do the thing. But now we'll see. Is Doc gonna actually, is he gonna live with that? Is Doc gonna adhere to that? Is he gonna do that? Is Ben gonna adhere to that? Is he gonna do that? I'm not Ben. Embiid, is he going to? So it's like, dog. I don't know how this is gonna play out. If I had to guess, man, I'm gonna guess that this is gonna be frustrating. It might not be like a Westbrook situation, but it's gonna be frustrating. You're gonna see Embiid's points per game drop. You're gonna see like Harden running the pin, or you can't just use Embiid just rolling. He needs his ISOs. Are you gonna spot up? What's Tobias gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's gonna happen? So I'm like, I don't think it's gonna be a smooth transition that everybody sees. I think that there's gonna be there's gonna be a lot of long nights, you know what I'm saying? Because I told you, Harden's play style, that works for the Capellas, that works for those one-dimensional players. You have elite ability guys who need you to go spot up and chill out. Can you do that? And Harden's become he used to, like the OKC Harden, he can live doing that. But when he became the Houston Harden, the way he was individually, it's hard to go back to what you used to be, yo. Ego's part of it. A lot of things part, and you can't blame him. I mean, you know what I mean? You can't really blame him. So it's hard to go. And you can see that with the Nets. He didn't even play a full season, fam. Half the season he got traded. This half the season, and then now traded again. It's a calendar year, but it's half of 2 seasons. Half of the last season, half of this season. It's not even a full season, yo. And man's is asking now. That's why he didn't want to ask him, because he's like, yo, I'm going to get roasted. So at the end of the day, man, you got to understand, like, so when you're not happy mentally, that's why the man's not even in the strip clubs. Man's aren't even out here. You feel me? Like, he's not comfortable. He's not happy. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it from that perspective, bro, dog, you got to know, man, this just sometimes it plays out like this. Now we'll see how it goes with the Sixers, but it is what it is. It is what it is, man. It's just I'm amped for the Nets because we're gonna see Golden State 2.0. Like, this is gonna be disgusting. You better trust it. You know what I'm saying? But let's go look at other what's good, y'all? What's good? Let me look at the comments real quick before I get into the rest of the trades. The Clippers trade with Normal. Oh, you guys want me to talk about older trades? Oh, yeah, I didn't. I mean, if you go on my IG and follow me, I talk about all these things in real time as well too. YouTube, I go on when I go on. But IG is more so the daily, every day. When stuff is happening, right? So let's see what y'all talking about. Thoughts on the Kings? Okay, before we get into what happened in this trade, let's go look at the Kings. The Kings is another one where a lot of people were like, oh my goodness, why is the Kings getting rid of Tyrese Halliburton? What are y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? Yes, he had elite ability. He shot 40% from 3. His field goal was like 45. Last year, 48. Elite efficiency for the most part. You know what I mean? 14 points per game. High rebounds, high assists for a PG. Like, he's elite. He's nice. And to be honest, I was wrong on him. His shot looked hella fugazi when I saw it. And I'm like, this shit is ugly. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, he's still able to pull up in the gaps, step back, sidestep, escape, from threes and ones, all that type of stuff. Like he's nice, he's skilled, yo. But for the most part, yo, he's a young guy up and coming. You got to groom him, and he's still elite, but he needs a better situation. And for the Kings, it's addition by subtraction as well too. So for the most part, like again, I've been talking about this on Twitter and IG as well. Tyrese Halliburton, you got Buddy Hield, you got Davion Mitchell, and you got Fox. That's four guards who need the rock to do something. It's kind of counterproductive. There's a clash there. Every given night, it's like who's hot today, who's not hot today. There's no consistent play for the most part. You get what I'm saying? And when you look at that, dog, it's like at some point you got to make a decision. They chose Fox. Fox is literally on the brink of being an all-star. He's not even near his potential. So it's like, why would people be mad that they chose Fox? Yes, Tyrese he's looking nice, whatever, but you're not just choosing Fox. You're also getting Sabonis, who's an all-star, guaranteed almost 20 and 10 and 5. Like his playmaking is nice. Don't get it. He's literally like a lower tier version of Jokic. That's what he is, but with more bully. You know what I'm saying? And Jokic obviously has more skill from the three and pad, whatever, is at a higher clip, but he's of that tree. So when you look at it, dog, why would Sabonis can play with anybody? You get a guaranteed all-star. You still have Fox, but not only that, you get Jeremy Lamb, you get Justin Holiday. You know what I mean? So you're getting position fillers that now the roles get defined. That's what I try to tell people. When you have roles defined, those are the best teams, fam. When you have the roles being defined. So when the roles are defined, you have now, you have a shooting guard, you have a small forward, you only have two guards that can ball handle in Davion and Fox. They could play the 1-2 combo like CJ and Dame, one in, one out. Well, that doesn't matter. Two together, it don't matter because it's not bare them. It's only two of them. Then you have Justin Holiday, who's going to spot up 3 and D. You have Jeremy Lamb, who could shot create here and there, but for the most part, he could spot up. Then you still have Sabonis, like you still have Harrison Barnes, like everything fills out smoothly. And you saw that last night, yo. It was just elite. As elite, and the Wolves aren't no scrub. So the scoring was just out the gate. It was just unstoppable. So I love what I saw from the Kings. You know what I'm saying? The Kings. What do you mean the Kings have no shooting? What are you talking about? Harrison Barnes can shoot the 3. Fox is adding shooting the 3. What do you mean? Davion can shoot the 3. They could all shoot the 3. They don't look like they can shoot the 3 because again, the consistent play style overlap. You're not comfortable when you when you make a non-shooter just spot up. That's when they shoot bad. But when I'm now able to drive, I'm able to do whatever, and now I can shoot the 3. You'll see the 3 rise. Like, come on now, you gotta dive into that, yo. They don't need to have Buddy Hield. I'm showing y'all. Justin Holiday is a sniper. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, fam. But it is what it is. You'll see. Again, it's not like they're now automatic playoff team right away, but you'll see strides. And I think that'll clear up in Gucci. And then now you have what's his name playing off the bench as a role threat, Holmes. You know what I mean? That homeboy, he's back to where he's not supposed to be a starter. He's supposed to be a off the bench role threat. And that's what he is. And now he's back to that. So, it's beautiful for the Kings side. On the Indiana side, I like it as well too. You gotta, you're rebuilding kind of, but then again, you still have found new young talent, got rid of Karras, like you have picks. So, it's a win-win in both scenarios. Because again, for Tyrese, it's about the future. So I don't know why people knock that for the Kings, but let's talk about some other stuff. Don't forget Trey Lyles and Dante pick up his big. It is. So let's go to more. What's Morey doing? I know, man. Dog, honestly, back to the last thing about the Ben Simmons trade before I, go on to more. You got to understand, fam, like, dog, what are y'all saying? I think it's a bin winning for Sack. Exactly, yo. And they got Trey Lyles and Josh Jackson. You dog it's beautiful. The Kings are making some moves, especially when you have foresight and you see it. They're making some moves. But again, the last thing with the Morey trade, I know a lot of people are like, yo, what's Morey doing with trading Ben Simmons to the rival? And like, what are you doing, fam? Look at it from a trade business angle. You're looking at what the biggest bang for your buck. Ben, you're not name-wise, all-star-wise, superstar-wise. Remember, Ben Simmons' stock dropped based off of how everyone saw him from the Philly trade, right? From the Philly playoffs versus the Hawks, right? He got roasted. Everything's fugazi. Man hasn't played one game this season. So the last thing you remember is fugaziness. So when you look at it from that perspective, the fact that I could get even a James Harden caliber player, it doesn't matter where they're coming from. It's about looking at it just business-wise. The fact that I could get a superstar, that's a steal in the Sixers' eyes, in Morey's eyes, because You trying to get him for CJ McCollum. Look what CJ McCollum was traded for. It wasn't traded for OD, right? So it's like you're trying to punch up. So they punched up. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Nets trade, they could ask for this, they could ask for that, they could ask for that, because from the Nets angle, Ben Simmons looks for his stock ain't high, fam. Throw in Seth, throw in Drummond, throw in a pick too, yo. What are you talking about? And that's what the deal was not. That's why the deal was taking so long, because it felt like the Nets were asking for too much, but like the Sixers are like, yo, that's what James Harden is worth. So they end up punching it, and at the 11th hour, they're gonna do the deal. But from both angles, they look like they won. They're happy from both angles. But we really know the Nets destroyed that trade. We really know. We really know. So I'm done with that. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about here? Let's see what y'all saying on IG, fam. The Vincenzo's underrated pick. Yeah, I know. Y'all, dog. The Kings are. They look nice, yo. There's even more. There's even more to talk about. But all right, let's go look at some of the other trades. I gotta even go back because there's so much, yo. See, the Kings get Dante DiVincenzo, which is again another shooter creator as well. He didn't look like that with the Bucks, because it's Giannis and them. But Trey Lyles and Josh Jackson, yo, dog, come on now. The Kings are winning. The Kings are winning. The Kings are winning, yo. The Clippers, they got rid of they got Rodney Hood and got Semi Ojeleye and got rid of Marvin Bagley. You know what I'm saying? The Clippers, I like Hood. I like Semi. I like. You know what I'm saying? He can play the four, Slight play the five for a small ball. He's like a better version of Justice Winslow, because Justice Winslow can't shoot. Semi could actually spot up and he could space out. You know what I'm saying? So you look at it from that angle, that's a win in that direction. Um, who else are we looking at? Talked about the Raptors. The Magic get Bobo. The Magic have Bobo, and they have what's his name? Mo Bamba. What kind of length is that, fam?